heard you say astaxanthin every day is not ideal. No, because it actually bioaccumulates in the skin. So it's not a good, it's sort of, I don't take it. And the only time I may say, look, if you're basically, because it refreshes the fatty acids, it's what the fish use to refresh their own fatty acids, their omega, all their omega-3s that they have in their skin have got, not double bonds, but triple bonds. They are much more vulnerable to oxidative stress. And especially when they swim very fast through the water, they increase their oxidative stress. And so they need astaxanthin to refresh those fatty acids and to be a big electron donor. And that's what it is. So it's that red stuff in the fish. Some fish have more of it, like salmon and other things like that. But they tend to actually swim much stronger up rivers and all that, and they actually sustain a lot of oxidative stress. And so they need that astaxanthin for that purpose. Unless you're on holidays and you're exposing yourself to probably inappropriate foods because you've got no option, you can't cook yourself or anything like that, and you may potentially have an exposure. 1 every 3 days could be useful while you're on holidays to refresh any fatty acids and also to provide some electron doning, which will stabilize some of those, and at least it won't eliminate the aldehydes coming in, but it'll at least eliminate a lot of the oxidative stress that's coming in from primary, secondary oxidative products, and also refresh the fatty acid to make them less reactive in your body so they don't cause as severe lipid peroxidation in your lipoproteins. So that's the other part of things, and elsewhere in the body, obviously, as the lipoproteins take that sort of filth around, it's going to cause other problems. So astaxanthin is also fat soluble, so we'll actually get into those boats as well, which is a good thing. But we don't want it. It has a tendency of bioaccumulating in the skin. Don't know why. Don't ask me. We don't know. There's no research that can actually explain the real mechanism. But it just seems that I have a theory, and that theory is because fish undergo oxidative stress, they get an overpronouncement of MMPs, matrix metalloproteinases, in their flesh. And I think because we're getting exposed to UV, we get more matrix metalloproteinase activation in the actual skin. And I think that acts as some sort of signaling. I don't know the exact pathways or whatever, and tends to draw more astaxanthin towards the skin. It's a hypothesis. I could be completely wrong, but this is something that happens in the fish. So I'm going, is it happening in us as well? Maybe. I can't prove it, but that's a hypothesis of what's possibly happening with astaxanthin. Anyway, yes, taurine does a lot of that sort of stuff, Mike. It's very good for a lot of things. It reduces and also regulates some of the systems that actually can deal with excess oxalate, aldehydes, primary, secondary oxidative products, and many other things. It also regulates the pathways to reduce lactate production by forcing more into the Krebs cycle. It also minimizes the damage of the excess glucose coming through the Krebs cycle into because it goes through complex 1, most of the electrons. It actually can reduce the amount of Ross effects there as well. So it has a lot of benefits. That's true. It's both a regulator and a regulator of the antioxidant systems in the body is the way to actually really explain it. It's not like directly an antioxidant, but it's a sort of an indirectly regulating the other systems.